And it works, does it? Oh, it's a bit loud, sorry. Can you hear me now? Sorry. Let's see if other people agree. Hello? Can anyone hear me? Hello? Ah, there must be sound now. That's not a problem. Yes, there's sound. Hi, Nicholas. Good evening. Mitja, Ben, and some others. They're coming in. I'm very sorry. I was talking about why I was late, but you couldn't hear me, so my mistake. It's so strange that OBS sometimes just loses its settings. I have no idea why. Anyway, I just came home, so I can show you. I still have to enable power on the air conditioning, and it's quite hot here. It's 26 degrees at the moment, and it's very foggy. You know, how do you call it? So it's a bit. It's not the best temperature at the moment that you can like. Anyway, why am I late? Well, I was waiting for my car for about a week. I brought it last Friday, and there was some defect on the gearbox in the fifth gear. I think last week I told it as well, and I was hoping to get it back in a couple of days, maybe on Monday or something. But they called me and they said, it will be very expensive if we will repair this gearbox, because there's some more damage, like the what is it? Wow, man, sometimes my English is not good enough. What I meant to say is, just a second, please. I meant to say the axle. The axle of the gearbox was old. The cars run over 400,000 kilometers, so it had to be renewed, and the car is not that new, as I said, so they suggested to take a second-hand gearbox, and although I was a bit unsure about that, but anyway, I did it, and I just got it back because they called me 2 hours ago, and they were closing at 5:30, so really had to hurry, and I was late, but fortunately someone stayed until after closing time, so I have my car back finally. I got a car instead for a couple of days, an Opel, a brand new Opel, which had run only 1,000 kilometers, but I already had motor engine problems. So I'm really happy with my Toyota. Anyway, I'm here. Yes, I have a program for you tonight. I won't make it that long because I have lots of work to do. I'm almost catch up with all the work. The only things that are remaining are, maybe I can show you how I will do it. Maybe it's nice. The rainbow LED cases. I think you will like it, and maybe it's nice to do one while you're watching, because it's really nice product, and people like it very much. Some more things for tonight. Well, first, before continuing, let's put up some music. I posted it in the description, but let's turn it on. So it's another, what is it? Almost 2 hours of ZX Spectrum music, and I won't show you the graphics because there are some boobs on it. I didn't do that. It's just some YouTube video. Anyway. No problem, Nicholas. I'm late myself, so anyway, watch the show whenever you have time for it. Well, let me know what you want to know. Let me know your question, because that's why I'm here for. In the meantime, what I want to discuss tonight is, and I forgot my snack. I didn't buy a snack. Normally I will want to buy a vintage snack, but I forgot to do that this week because I was very busy. I want to discuss. I upgraded my Commodore 64. Sorry, with a floppy drive I will show you. When I was visiting the Home Computer Museum last Sunday, I made a video which I still have to edit. But if you guys are interested in some machines that are out there, I can do the video and share it with you guys. I did another video of some experiments I did with the ULED chips in the ZX Spectrum to lower the voltage, and I want to discuss it with you. I don't have the video ready yet, but I think what I did was an important experiment, and although the results were not that exciting, I think the process is very exciting. Nevertheless, I want to talk quick about Derby++, the custom ROM that was written by Andrew Owen, which also looks very promising. I will tell you why. I want to talk about an ZX Spectrum model I didn't know until now, from Spain, with a very custom ULED chip. But there are most probably a couple of hundred thousands, I'm not sure, were made of this ZX Spectrum model. And from the outside it looks just like a standard ZX Spectrum, so it's very interesting. And of course the giveaway status, I want to discuss that with you. We're going towards 900 subscribers, so that's what I want to show you tonight. First, what should I pick? Well, just get it over with. I have a snack, by the way. I didn't finish my pizza because I had to go away to get a car. So I still have some cold pizza left, and I'm hungry, so I must finish it in a minute. And of course, with pizza goes good beer. Anyway, let's show you the stuff I got from Bart van der Lekker from the Home Computer Museum. Oh, maybe this is cool as well. I promised him to refurbish this toast rack. Anyone loves toast rack, don't you? I don't think he has powered it on himself yet, and the original membrane is still in it, but it looks very mint. I think it's complete. What I discovered already was that one of the springs was broken, so I have to replace that. But I will do it for free because I think it's important that a home computer museum has a completely working toast rack. Don't you think? I think. So this one is from Bart. I got lots of other stuff. So some micro drives, some more of the stuff from him. But I bought this. Oh man, it's heavy. Floppy drive for the Commodore 64, because my Commodore 64 didn't have one, and I looked him in the eyes and I asked Bart, do you have some floppies going with that, because I don't have any floppies, so I have some floppies now to load games from. I think games, yeah, Micro Soccer, RoboCop. Oh man, good games. I think this will keep me busy for a while. I didn't unpack it, so maybe it's a good time to unpack it now. I will show you. You can see it. Sorry for the bad camera. my monitor just showed down. Anyway, yeah. Do you like unpacking, guys? It's not new, but you put some plastic around it. Oh. There it is. Man, these things are huge. I forgot how huge they were. So this is I think the first floppy drive for the Commodore 64. It has been tested, he told me. I think the cables are in, so... And as far as I know, there is a CPU inside the floppy drive because the Commodore 64 needed an external CPU to be able to process the data from something like a floppy drive. I've used one of these before in the past because, for example, one of our neighbors in the street where I grew up had a Commodore 64. I'm really ruining this box. I'm sorry about it, and I'm messing all the stuff over myself. Anyway, my neighbors had one, and we often went over to him and played some games on his Commodore 64. And then later, what was it? Sega, one of the first Sega consoles. Because I remember Sonic very well from back then. Hello, camera. Hello, you have to look here, camera. Come on. You can do it. Why isn't it sharp? I'm not sure. Anyway. Alright, so it's unpacked. Man, is this huge. Look at that, man. How on earth is it so huge? I have no idea. Anyway, I'm not going to test it right now because I don't have the time for it. I have to move it aside though because I don't have that much space. So let's put that here, and I'm back. Alright. So, still this toast rack next to me, you can see it. The toast rack is lovely. I have more toast racks, but I think I'm sold out at the moment because there have been some people who are waiting very long for a toast rack, which I promised to pick one for them, but didn't yet do that. So I finally have to do it. Let's see. Alright. So that's about the Commodore 64 drive. We'll test it somewhere next week, I hope. So again, I was making the video of the Commodore 64, the Home Computer Museum, and I have to edit it. Maybe I can show a fragment of it. Maybe that's cool. I think it will work. Let's see. Let's put this here. Go back to the center screen. I have them on my camera still, so I didn't download them yet. I'm sorry. I will download them in the background, but it will take some time, of course. So let's not wait for that. But let's just get them from the card first. Do I have enough space? Because it's, what is it? Oh, it's only 2 gigabytes. It's not too much, you know. Data, videos. Alright, it's downloading to my machine. If you can call it downloading, of course. So that's nothing for now. Okay, let's skip that for a moment and let's go to the experiment I did with the ULA chip of the ZX Spectrum. I've been thinking of doing this for months, but I didn't have time for it yet, as always. But what I wanted to do is, someone, I think Miguel from Spain, told me that the ULA chip has 2 voltage inputs. And I was wondering that maybe that means that one of those, and I think he told me that, maybe one of those only controls the logic part of the ULA chip, the internal or the core part, however you want to call it, and the other voltage may control the I/O, the external signals. Indeed, that is true, but there were some issues when I was discussing this. Some issues concerning which voltage input was for what purpose. Audio is gone? No, really? No, audio is here. Can you hear me speaking now? Not sure. That's still audio. I'm not sure why not. Oh, strange. Anyway, there were some contradictions between the EULA book information. I have the EULA book here from Chris Smith. We'll get it. This one. You must. I think any ZX Spectrum enthusiast should buy or read or something this book, because it's really it's so great to read about all the details of the core chip of the ZX Spectrum and what it does and how it works. And so even if you're not into electronics, I still think it's a great read, because it tells you a lot about Clive Sinclair himself and the process of developing the ZX Spectrum. So I think it's great. Anyway, so there's one paragraph in this book which says something about the two voltage inputs, but only the description of the inputs. There's nothing more in this book about the voltage inputs. But indeed it said that one of the two is for interfacing towards external parts on the ZX Spectrum mainboard, and there is another voltage input for the internal logic of the EULA chip. So what I want to try is to tweak the external voltage and see if we can get the temperature of the EULA much lower with that. Because many 6-type EULAs get over 60 degrees, and that's not even inside a ZX Spectrum case, you know, because a rubber case really closes complete space between the EULA chip and the machine, the case itself, so it gets a lot hotter when it's inside a case. So there's really good reason for getting the temperature lower. But I was experimenting with one of the inputs, and I could lower the voltage, which was already lowered from 5 to 3.7 volts by a resistor on the ZX Spectrum board. And I could lower that easily to something like 2.5 volts. And the machine was still stable, so I was guessing, I was thinking, and that was what EULA book was saying, that input was for the logic part of the EULA chip. But others on the Facebook post I did told me no, that is the input for the analog and the I/O part of the chip, so towards the other parts on the main board. And they had good reasons to argument that. So at the end, I believe them, and I think indeed that pin 13 of the EULA chip is the input for the analog part of the chips, and that one I could tweak a lot without any problems, and that surprised me, because I would think if you mess with an external voltage that controls all kinds of video signals within the EULA chip, you would expect problems in the video output and other things, but I didn't get any problem. So, but the other voltage input was for the digital part then, and people said to me that part uses the most current, most power, and so makes the chip hot. But because lots of voltages and circuits within the EULA chip depend on that voltage, there's not much space to lower that voltage, and that was what my experience indeed showed me, because it indeed showed that tweaking the voltage even 0.1 volt really made the EULA chip unstable. So at the end, and I have all of that in the video, and I can show you a bit of that at the end. It turned out that there's simply nothing to do, no way of lowering the voltage without causing problems. So let's just show you a bit of the video I made there. Let's put up a nice one. Let's see. Is this the one? Yeah, this is the one I'm using. Yeah, right. I will show you a bit of the video. It's a bit messy. It's not edited at the moment, but I can show you. So there's not much to do about that, which is really a pity. So, and the other solution, you can call it a solution, is to keep cooling down the chip by using a heatsink of some kind. But there's no space for a proper heatsink because the ULA chip is socketed always by default, and there's less than 2 millimeters space on top of the ULA, between the ULA and a ZX Spectrum, a rubber case ZX Spectrum. So putting on a heatsink with some vents will definitely not fit. And I myself am using the simple copper plates at the moment. Where's my... Yeah, I can show you one. And this is not the best, but it does spread the heat of the ULA chip a bit. Oh, it's upside down. So this works for quite good, but not perfect. The one thing I was thinking of still is to use a larger copper plate. And then put some small heatsink on top of that. I thought I have them here, but no, I don't think so. So I ordered some larger copper plates I can bend a bit, and I can put a large heatsink at the side of the ULA chip. I think there will be some space within the ZX Spectrum case, and what I'm hoping is that the heat spreads enough and gets towards that heatsink that it really cools down the chip a bit more than only using these copper plates. I'm reading some messages from people. Just a sec. Oh, you're asking a difficult question, Nicholas. No, the beer is not that cold. I'm not sure why. Because it's been standing here for 20 minutes now, and it was a bit hot when I came in. But let's just say it for my throat. No, Nicholas. Maybe it's an electronic part, a passive part, like a capacitor that may fail first. It's not easy to say because during the last 5 years, people have come to the conclusion that all capacitors, all electrolytical capacitors inside the ZX Spectrum must be swapped to keep it working properly. So I have my very large cabinet of sorted capacitors, only vis size of course for the ZX Spectrum, and I made it myself easy with the schematic above. So that's important. I don't think ceramic capacitors will fail very soon, maybe they last for 100 years, I'm not sure. But still, I think for example of capacitors within add-ons or in a power supply for example. Not everyone are replacing the capacitors within the power supplies, but as I encountered during last year, many +3 and +2A power supplies are failing at the moment because of the same issue with capacitors mainly. So maybe a keyboard membrane, but you know, most of the keyboard membranes lasted for over 30 years, you know. But I think capacitors may need to be replaced sooner. It's good pizza, but it's not hot. It's not hot and it's not cold, so it's not the best bite. Anyway, good evening, Michael, Paul, Peter, whoever I didn't welcome tonight. Lots of people are watching, so good evening to anyone who is watching. Okay, so that's about the UDA experiment. I will have to wait until the new copper plates will arrive to experiment with. I'm not really happy with using only a heatsink to cool down the UDA, because inside it will still get very hot. I think because there's plastic, the plastic case of the UDA sits in between the heatsink and the die of the UDA. The die may actually be 70 or 80 degrees. Some parts, some spots on the die, of course. No, Peter. Sorry, I didn't have time, man. I worked, then I had to get my car, and now I have to eat. Okay. I think I think the UDA replacements will become very important in the future, and I really hope that maybe someday there will be a replacement UDA chip in the same plastic case as it is now, but with modern parts, CMOS and low power and that sort of things. And not expensive like the solution now with the SLAM UDA, for example, of the Nebula or Nebula, which is expensive because of FPGA and the cost of assembly and that sort of thing. So maybe it will the development will continue, and we are able to order a batch of 1,000 or more UDA replacements with cheaper parts, and you know that would be great, I think. I really need some drink. What should I take? There are plenty more of these custom chips which need replacements in the future, and I'm actually thinking of one of the chips for the Commodore 64, the SID audio chip. What I read is that there are replacements, but they are not exactly the same as the original ones. So no one yet has achieved creating an exact copy of the SID chip. And there are more. There are more parts becoming defective and need replacement in the future. So yeah, of course it's good that we have modules. Let's call it modules with FPGA on and more parts. But I think a real replacement would be a lot better. And maybe something like a microcontroller for those parts. I'm not sure. Of course, not for the analog parts of the chips. Although, of course, you have microcontrollers with analog outputs, maybe. So that could be an idea. No, it's my brand. It's a Dutch word for fire. So if you want to learn some Dutch, buy brand beer. So I was talking about I'm not happy with only cooling down the ULED chip with a heatsink because it still gets hot and it will really shorten its lifetime. And I'm not happy with that result. I want more. I want to have a good solution for the ULED temperature with the original parts. But I'm not sure if I will succeed with that. Anyway, tell me guys, do you like to see the experiment I did with the ULED chip? And do you like to see the video of the Home Computer Museum, which is downloaded already, so I can show you a bit of that? Let's see, where is it? Oh, I put it here, wait, just a sec. I've got a couple of SSDs in this machine and I use one only for videos and editing, which is important when you have lots of videos to edit. Let's see, is this one of the good videos? I like this one, but it's a bit short. I want a longer one. Oh wait, this is this is an important one. Why is this important? Well, I will show you. Stop it. Get back. Oh man, I hate the new video player for Windows. It's such a mess. Okay, I will show you. It's without, just put out audio, but you can. Didn't power it on yet. Anyway, I think yes, really nice stuff. Oh, sound is gone. What the hell? Am I still? Huh? Can you hear me? What's wrong with the audio? I have no idea. So when I run the video, you can hear me? Huh? Bloody Windows. It really sucks. I just turned up a bit of the volume of the music, background music, but anyway. Very strange. I have no idea why that happens. Sorry about the missing video. So you just saw the Sam Coupé and the ZX Spectrum I donated to him. The Sam Coupé he got from someone else as a donation, so it's really, really awesome. And I nice. I put a demo on his ZX Spectrum with the diff MC interface, including his Home Computer Museum logo. Cool, Michael. I really like those diff ID videos. I was discussing a video player for the diff MC today with Andrew Owen and some other guys. But many people just don't want to spend time on a video player from SD card because they think it's too unstable. And maybe they're right, but I think using some algorithms will make it possible. But anyway, I think it should be possible because the way data is loaded from SD card is such an incredible invention. I want to call it. Because who was it? Mario Prado, I think. Yeah, Mario Prado who designed the first diff MC interface, and the developers from back then, from Fatware and EasyXDOS, they use a ZAD command which loads data from the SD card directly to memory in a very fast way. So I think it must be possible to, if you have to point it to some data on the SD card, and you can process the data which comes in, and you don't have to do a lot, only jump to the next piece of data on the SD card. I think it must be possible to create a video player. Because you also have to load data from IDE if you use the diff IDE interface, of course, which is different, but it's still about loading data. And people are a bit afraid of doing that from SD because SD is not an exact speed or something. It relies on the place on the SD card. It's a serial stream that comes in. But I would think, well, if someone wants to work on this, and I would want to do it myself, but I simply don't have the time at the moment, then just go on with it. And it could be quite simple because Matthew Westcott shared all the source files, so for the video player and the video encoder on Windows, Mac or Unix, on the website about the video. So I think if some developer wants to work on it, on this, then just go on and do it, because many people will like it. And even better when it includes ULEP Plus support, of course. But no one did yet, and people just don't seem enthusiastic about it. So if it will come, I don't know. All right. Yeah, you're right, Michael. But I think in practice the SD interfaces have a even higher bandwidth. So I don't see a reason that it's not possible on the ZX Spectrum with a different machine interface. Okay. Again, would you guys like to see the video about the Home Computer Museum and about the Euler temperature experiments, which I both have to edit, but I can make some time next week for that. If you want to see it, let me know, and I will create the videos, because I think it's they're both very exciting. Okay, let's talk a bit about the giveaway status. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, and I bet everyone who is chatting with me at the moment already has, but if you know more people that want to subscribe, let me know, because we're at 830 or something, I think. Let's see. 827. So it's going well, but I want to reach the 1,000, as you know. And one of the things which will help with that is that I'm sending some more stuff over to people with YouTube channels that will review some hardware. There is a Dutch guy which has a completely English channel, and I think he does a really great job with that, and he has over 15,000 subscribers, so I will send him some stuff for review he asked, and he will feature my channel, so I think we will reach the 1,000 very soon now. Also, was it the website that reviewed me last week asked for some reviews, and I promised them to send over some stuff they can check out. I never influence them, only say, when here's stuff you want, test it and tell me about it, what you think, and if you find anything that can be improved, I really like to know and hear about it. And that's only the start of my own company, which I forgot to talk about. And what I want to say about that is, this was my first week as working solo on ByteDelight, and so no more stress from my employer anymore. And well, what did I think about it this week? I liked it a lot. Yeah, man, it's so cool doing retro computing stuff the whole day. All kinds of things, producing hardware, talking with people on Facebook and email and YouTube, and developing new stuff. Did I say that? I don't know. Producing stuff, I really like it, and it's still a bit stressful because of, for example, the car problems last week and the cost that comes with it. But it's also stressful because I still had the backlog, but it's almost gone now, and I can show you maybe. Yeah, well, I can show you. Just a sec. I just had to move a chair to the side because it's in the way. 48, Peter. Let's see, I will zoom in a bit, just a sec. Oh, other side. Yes, and I'll zoom in. What you see here is, I cannot zoom in any further, but you can see there are some packed stuff, which are free floppy drives, free 48K cases complete, but these are original, so no replicas. And it's because I still have so many of them in stock. I offer them on my website, and mainly the Dutch people who read the Tweakers.net review about the Harlequin kit ordered the Harlequin kit from my website with a case like this, an original case, and it surprised me because Sam Kranenberg from Tweakers.net really was clear about where he got his replica case from, I think from Peter. Yeah, sorry for the lack of details, I will zoom out again. And you can see me. Yeah, that's what you wanted, don't you? No, I'm just joking. So people are ordering complete sets of Harlequin kits, so do-it-yourself ZX Spectrum and an original case with that. and power supply and lots of other stuff. And I really like that there are so many Dutch people which got interested in this Harlequin kit and all the rest. I'm not sure if these people are Sinclair users themselves. I'm not sure. Maybe I should just ask them, of course. But at the moment I see them as customers because they order something and I ship the stuff to them. But maybe I just should make some send them at least the Facebook group links so they can join the groups and even the Dutch Sinclair group, which also exists. Yeah, media interfaces, PC user. Yes, I have the RAM Turbo. I think no, it was not RAM Turbo. Come on, man. It's the RAM media interface ZX Spectrum. Let's see. Was it the Music Machine? Oh, of course, the Music Machine. Yeah, everyone knows the Music Machine, I think. I will show you. Sorry, and I just got it. What was wrong? It's when I switched to. Man, this is so frustrating. When I switch to another scene in OBS, it doesn't use the same audio settings. But it does now. So this is the Music Machine which I was talking about, and there are more media interfaces for the ZX Spectrum, but this is, I think, the most famous one. Some people have asked me if I can reproduce these media interfaces, and as I got a question a couple of times now, I can imagine that that there's more interest in these. But I think one of the main problems is that there is not much software for it. So that's why I was doubting until now. Where's my? Okay, it's there. I'll put it back to the other scene then. Yep. What? Why is man? What's OBS doing? Anyway. Sorry. Yeah. What I said is I just put enabled the audio. Let's see. Well, so what I was saying, PC user, is I'm not sure which software you would use for one of these media interfaces. I never seen an arrangement software tool suite or something like what did you have back in the days? Cubase, I think, isn't it? With the Atari ST, you had Cubase, I think, one of the first MIDI tools. But I'm not sure what is available for the ZX Spectrum. I don't know. So, I really would like to know if there is software for this. So if anyone knows, let me know, please, because I'm very interested. Is there MIDI software for the ZX Spectrum? The sequencer, yeah. I've played a lot with MIDI on the ZX Spectrum. I'm actually using a ZX Spectrum Plus 2A with my laser harp, which uses the MIDI output of the ZX Spectrum to control, at this moment, virtual synthesizers on the laptop or my desktop here. But that's no input, so it's only an output, of course. Yeah, I wonder, Paul, which software that was and if it's usable in any way. For example, the software may work, but does it enable you to save what you arranged with that software in a decent way, or only to tape. Maybe one of the media interfaces will support, for example, a floppy drive interface like a Disciple or plus D interface, but Disciple had a throughput port, so you can connect them together. So maybe that would be a solution. But if if it would support microdrive, for example, no, there's not much that will work with instead of a microdrive with modern media. No, I'm not sure. Maybe if the tool supports microdrive saving, maybe the interface 1 BIS will work with that to SD card, because it is something that, as far as I know, mimics the interface 1 syntax, and so maybe that combination would be an idea. I don't know. I'm not sure. I never used the interface 1 BIS. Okay, that's about the media interfaces. I was very surprised by something I discovered. Oh man, I'm seeing lots of cool stuff. Okay, newsflash. This I must share with you guys. I just opened Facebook and I see some very exciting stuff here. So, you're watching with me, I will zoom in a bit. The first molds, injection molded cases, ZX Spectrum Next cases. And man, these look awesome. Look at that. And a box. But I've seen that before, or at least I've seen the design. But I think, is it me, or is the keyboard not the same as exactly the same as shown on the pictures and on the box? It looks smaller, did you think? Look at the tiny plastic parts here, buttons and the LED replacements. Everyone wants LEDs, but they just decided to go for simple plastic. But anyway, of course, some people will replace it with transparent plastic and insert some LEDs. Which reminds me, I still want to develop a simple RGB LED controller for the ZX Spectrum. I think people will like it. You can control LEDs from your ZX Spectrum in any color you want, because it's a spectrum, you know. You must be able to control colors, you know. So why not RGB LED strips? I think it would be nice. Anyway, I like this a lot. But that was not what I wanted to show. I wanted to discuss. What was it? Or maybe I can discuss this. Oh yeah, this is the other topic. Before I will do the other topic. Mark, man, which Mark was it? Someone asked me, can you print labels? And I said, well, no, I said to him, because I never printed vinyl labels, for example. But I know Jason Fenton does, and because I ordered, what was it? Or for the white ZX Spectrums back then, I ordered vinyl labels you can put over the keyboard faceplate on ZX Spectrums, and you have a white ZX Spectrum then. But I remembered I ordered some laser vinyl labels, so self-adhesive labels, sheets, which you can print with a laser printer. And Mark sent me some of his designs for these labels, for example, for the +3 floppy drive at the right side. So I told him, well, I can try, of course. So as stupid as I am, I don't wait for anything very long. So I tried, and it really got out great, because it's really sharp and colorful, and I printed it completely black. But actually the label itself is a bit green brownish, very dark, but still it's a big difference. You can see here in the photo. I think it's very easy to print these laser vinyl labels. The only problem is that my current one of my current laser printers is a bit old and doesn't heat the toner to the paper enough, so you can easily scratch off the black toner from paper. So the laser printer should be replaced anytime soon. That was one of the things I just did in the meantime, and I think it looks promising. So what I was thinking is I can easily print vinyl labels myself. I don't really need to order them from some company in the future, but only if they're like this a bit squarish and not have holes in it or something, because that will require a lot of more work. Where is my... oh, there, yeah, no, it's not it. Here it is. All right. Yeah, it's Michael. Sorry, the weather has been a bit bad as well here. So go and don't be stuck in a blizzard. The other topic I wanted to discuss is this one. Imre Jakli from Hungary, with which I developed the ZX HD with. He told me that he. What am I hearing? Oh, the neighbors are working in their house. I'm hearing strange sounds, like you're in a dentist or something. Anyway, Imre Jakli ordered 2 ZX Spectrums from Spain, or at least Spanish models. He ordered actually one from someone from Adam in the UK. Because the ZX HD didn't work, didn't detect. It did work, but didn't detect the ZX Spectrum model in some cases. What am I hearing? No, I'm not sure. And the photo you're watching here is the 48K model from Spain. It's an Investronica ZX Spectrum, but there are actually 2 types of this one. I think there's one with a... what did you tell me? I'm not sure. If you could check the website. Maybe it says it here itself. No, this is only about this model. I think one is with the standard EULA, but the other Invest 48K uses this custom TI chip. So it's not a EULA, but it's a gate array like it, which is in the plus 3 and the plus 2A. From Amstrad, but this is one from Texas Instruments. So this ZX Spectrum is a really completely different architecture compared to the one from Sinclair. And I really wonder why they did it, but anyway, it's cool to see because it only uses 2 memory chips for the complete memory, 32K. And not that much parts. I think less than the original ZX Spectrum. So it's quite a good design. I think it even includes a joystick port. And Imre now ordered 2, so they will arrive soon, and he can adapt the ZX HD firmware for it, so it will run without any problems on this model as well. I hope, because the timing of this model is completely off, and some demos will most. Yule, okay, Yule, okay, Peter. I'm Dutch, you know. Yule. Thank you for helping me speak proper English. I'm doing my best. I do think in English nowadays, so I don't have to translate it that much in my head. Although sometimes I forget words. Anyway, I think this design is very nice. I really am curious how many of these are made, because I don't think many. I've seen many on Facebook or somewhere else. So I guess only a couple of thousand. So if someone knows how many of these are made, and maybe it's on this website, but I don't speak Spanish as well. So Most probably you can just translate it to, let's say, English, and it will. Oh, it's too. Oh man, really? Page is too large to translate. Oh, come on, man. It sucks. Anyway, so I really like that ZX Spectrum model, and I hope to test one myself sometime in the future. But I have plenty of more stuff to do in the meantime, so don't worry. I'm not getting bored. All right. Now for the last topic of this evening, I think, or if someone else has a, I can really hear music. Where does the music come from? I don't know. I think it's in the video from which I'm playing from YouTube. Strange. The last topic is the Derby++, ROM from Andrew Owen. Let's see, where did I put the document? Well, what happens if I just Google for it? Here, maybe? Yeah, here it is. This is the website from Andrew about the Derby++. And the most important thing about this is that it's made to run with ESX-DOS. And there are lots of other improvements. For example, I already seen this on videos. I have not tested it myself because I need to program a ROM and test it in one of the machines. It runs a very fast version of 128 BASIC, which has been debugged and which really is a lot faster with lots of new commands, and it completely works with ESX-DOS and diffmc or diffIDE as well. So I think and the most important thing again is that it runs 128 BASIC with ESX-DOS, so you can use all kinds of 128 BASIC commands. There's a lot of more options here. Unfortunately, it does not support +3 BASIC, so you cannot use this. You cannot use the flop drive and a +3 when you use this ROM. But it has some other benefits, and I think, let's see, yeah, I don't know how he did it, but it seems that Sky has granted Andrew to redistribute this custom ROM, and most probably I cannot do that myself because I would have the license myself, or permission, written permission in any way myself, and I don't have that. But anyway, Andrew says he has that, so I think you can just download it here yourself and program a ROM for it and put it in your ZX Spectrum. It also will run in ZX Spectrum +3, but you won't be able to use the flop drive then. There are some more things like EULA Plus support with a new palette command. You can tweak colors from BASIC, which is cool, I think. So something else. Or you can still use tokenized BASIC if you want to, which is cool. There is a built-in diagnostic tool. It's not the one from Brandon, but it still does check the memory if you want. I've seen some videos where it shows it will run. You can mount a tier DOS file from SD card, and you can then enter tier DOS from this menu, and it will work as if you were using a beta disk interface, which also looks very great. I'm not sure if it's the same when you do it without this menu, because you can also use or enter tier DOS from ESX-DOS, I think, because it has a tier DOS emulator. But I think this is promising if you if people want to still be able to use 128 Basic with ESXDOS. So this or the custom ROM from George Philosopht from will be a solution to use 128 Basic instead of 48 Basic and user 0 mode. So I would say test it out. I will do it myself next week, I hope. And maybe I might make a video to show people actually what my experiences are. There is even a EULA Plus group you can join if you want. And there's a lot of discussion here about EULA Plus, or it's not specifically about ESXDOS or something, but only about EULA Plus. But there's lots of discussions going on here. Thank you, Jonathan. Just throw in a nice photo. Oh, I shouldn't close it. Anyway, I think this Facebook group is nice as well because lots of things are being discussed here, and I hope we will get a EULA Plus video player. What is that music? Somewhere in the future. If you look at these colors, for example, man, look at that. It's so much cooler than the 8 colors that the ZX Spectrum has itself. And there are lots of other pictures here. This is one of the special graphic modes. Oh, it's a Timex mode, you see? I think. Some other pictures you most probably will think this is not a ZX Spectrum, but it's really a ZX Spectrum with EULA Plus. This mode is not supported by the ZX AG, unfortunately, because it's a HAM 256 viewer, which needs to run exactly at the speed the EULA Plus does, and the ZX AG just couldn't exactly do the same. Of course, the SLAM EULA will be discussed here as well. Yeah, nice, Peter. So there's also an Omni group. So there are so many Facebook groups, man. This is the SLAM EULA Plus, which seems to be available. So I think you can order now a EULA replacement with EULA Plus support. It's expensive, but the lot sold already, and this will it's a drop-in replacement, and it will upgrade your ZX Spectrum with EULA Plus colors, which I think is awesome. Yeah, there are really too many groups, Peter, you're totally right. Look at those ladies. So, there are lots of groups, but I like EULA Plus, and I think there will be a lot more news about that in the future. Let's get back to my only screen so you can see me. Sorry. Alright, so again, because I didn't read it, do you guys want to see more videos about the experiments I did and the Home Computer Museum visit and that sort of thing? If so, let me know. Put it in the comments of the video if you want to. I think I'm leaving because man, I need some rest at the moment because of all the hard work today and the quick visit to the garage to pick up my car after closing time even. Right, next week I have a couple of days which I need to focus on some other things, but I will still do some work, and I hope I can do some of the things I promised you guys. So I will be back next Friday at 6 o'clock, hopefully this time, and not later than that. So keep up the good work, guys. Let me know if you want to discuss anything else for the next video, the next stream. and see you in the next weekly show. Oh man, what I see now is not good. I still see the wrong date here. It's not 28 May. Maybe I just should delete this because it's on the. What? Oh, I did edit it. Okay, but it's okay. I will just remove this because it's on several scenes, screens within the scene, so it's not useful to keep it up on every page. So the date is in the YouTube description, so it must be enough. I'm still working on the quality of the show, of course. If you look at the pictures now, those look like things you shouldn't carry in your bag when you're flying from here. But anyway, those are just ZX Spectrums, you know. It will give you a colorful life, just like drugs do. No, I'm not using drugs. So, guys, let's finish with acceptable things for tonight, and see you later in the next video or show, and talk to you on Facebook or email or somewhere else. Thank you for watching, and see you later, guys. Bye.